now beaming into Nerd FT Radio.
This is Nerd FT Radio, where nerds full-time, explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basement. I'm your host, RSG, a.k.a. the Comeback Kid, and I'm here with Crypto Crier, a.k.a. the worst fantasy football team of all time. How are you, Crier?
It really fucking is. It's bad. Literally,
injuries.
What, 2-7 now?
Yeah, it's bad. Actually,
it's bad.
I'm down like that as well. So probably I have a bad team also. But that's besides the point. But Crier, how are you? Other than that, other than your fantasy team,
good.
And other than the Bucks just won, by the way. So congratulations on that.
Shit.
Yeah, they came back.
It
that
off.
was a nice game. They pulled it off. Other than that, everything good?
Doing good, man. We had a great week this week. Got a lot of cash money. A lot of longs that went well for me. Not too shabs.
See, you get the longs and I get the random free mints to make some money.
That's right, killing it.
We did.
What
we
free
both
mint
did
you
pretty
get?
good on that side. It was, I already forgot the freaking name, and I kind of don't want to look back because if I do look back, I'm going to see that it's above what I bought. But the free mint that I got was called Mighty Net Genesis Pass, and I was able to claim it because I had there's like 15 projects. You had to have 2 of those collections for
2 like blue chippy type ones.
2 blue chippy NFTs, and you had to hold them for like 2 months or something like that. So I had Cool Cats and Doodles, able to mint it. It got up to around like 0.45 where I should have sold, and it went down to 266 where I took a WETH offer, and now it's around 0.32. So I probably should have grabbed it
on the way down.
Just wait a little bit, but it is what it is.
It was good. That's free to 0.26 is always a nice.
Yeah, I'll definitely take it on that side. But let's go ahead and get into it because we got a lot of really cool things that have happened over the week. And last episode that we actually had a guest, so we weren't able to cover anything at all last time about like the overall space. So let's go ahead and just do a breakdown of everything that's gone by. I think the number one for me, it's probably going to be Instagram, but I really don't want to talk about Instagram right now. So I'm going to talk about MetaMask first. So let's go ahead into the MetaMask news, which is MetaMask and Game7 have partnered up. Now, you might be asking, what the hell is a Game7?
Game7?
So it's a gaming developer that is introducing the hyperplay, and it's an aggregator pretty much to allow like crypto wallets to go ahead and integrate with some marketplaces and games all over the blockchain.
Like so Epic Games
like Epic Games, it's actually the aggregator for Epic Games as well. So the big title of what's going on with MetaMask here, like the big news title, is that MetaMask is going to be able to pretty much go into these Epic Games that are going to come out very soon. So the Epic Games Store already has one blockchain game, which is a Blancos there, number one. Number 2, they're making their Grit game, which is the Wild Wild West Battle Royale game. And number 3,
saw some gameplay of that. It looked actually really good.
Okay, so I'm excited for that. I've been in that Discord since day one, and nothing's happened there. I don't even think I've gotten a notification from it, but still waiting to see what could go there. But pretty much what's going on here is that this is what one of the people who's actually JacobC.eth is what this quote is from. Players can take assets between games using them in DeFi and follow their friends' wallets. So what Hyperplay is he's actually the founder. I should probably just say this is just a random dude. He's actually the founder of Hyperplay and Game7 core contributor. So what he's pretty much stating is the whole entire aspect of being able to grab your NFTs that you've been buying for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, and you're going to be able to bring these assets and bring all of these things into these games that all of these massive companies are going to be building very soon or already have built. Obviously, when we think about the metaverse, we think about this where we're going to be able to grab assets from different games and pretty much go like bridge them over into other games. If I have a skin, and let's use things that most people can understand. If I had a skin in Fortnite, let's say it's Dr. Doom, I could then grab that skin and go to another Epic game because obviously let me ask you, Crier. Let me ask you a question here. You think about these skins. It's not going to work like that because you think about these skins, like let's say it's a Marvel skin. It's an IP issue because of the fact that imagine if I had a Doctor Iron Man, let's make it easier for people, an Iron Man suit in Fortnite, and I want to grab that and chuck it over to Modern Warfare 2. That's probably not going to happen because like Marvel and Disney do not want Iron Man gunning the hell out of people in Modern Warfare 2. So how exactly do you see this happening? More in the sense of being this, what's it called? Aggregator?
Mm-hmm.
Being this aggregator that Game 7 is, Hyperplay is it going to be specific games that you're going to be able to do it, or specific items? How exactly?
I think it's going to be like specific. I think it's going to be more on the sense of storing NFTs earned inside a game. So just how you had an inventory full of items, those items are now going to be displayed in your Hyperplay wallet across a bunch of different games. Just how when you look at like Opensea, it shows you all the pictures of NFTs that you have. It aggregates all of your data for your account. They're going to have like a DeFi Kingdoms area of your inventory and a Blancos part of your inventory and a whatever part of inventory. And if games allow it, you'll be able to use cross promotional stuff. But I really think that's going to go along the lines of like RPGs and less on the skin side, because the skin side would have to mean that they'd have to render like a full overlay or something like that. That's something until you get like actual engine interoperability between games, which I think is going to be really far away. That would be more like how the Oasis would be, in
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. So that's going to be like a really far away until we're still super segmented on that. But I think this is going to be more along the sides of like, having those RPG items that you've been having forever. You earn them in the game. They're not worth a ton, but like you build them up, you're able to trade them, in real time, which I think is going to be a lot more powerful. So I think that's kind of the route that this would be going. It says also it's going to be like fully open source, and there's also, this is on the heels of Metamask's new SDK. So developer kit for Metamask, which is massive because this is something that they really haven't offered yet. So you really can't build anything out of Metamask. And this will be the first thing where it looks like alpha will be this month, February, as an end user beta in February. So we're going to see a lot of stuff where MetaMask API, MetaMask SDK, so you can actually build your own wallets for games, and they'll have that interoperability at a base level. So very cool stuff. I think this is a really good move for MetaMask. We've seen I like the the idea of going open source as well, because that's what all this kind of stuff is about. We're trying to build these, like how you said, we're interoperability between these games so that you're able to pull any game data from one to another without there being a friction. So, we've seen a couple of things kind of going the opposite route. And it's something that MetaMask has pretty much like a monopoly on wallets, realistically, I would say, at this point in the game. Realistically, like everyone uses a MetaMask across like 15, 20 blockchains, really, unless you're not EVM compatible. So I think this is a really big move to push in that decentralized manner by going open source and having a full developer kit.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree on the sense of like what this arrangement means between MetaMask and Game 7 is that hopefully a lot of developers are going to be encouraged to build crypto native games on Hyperplay because of the fact that this is going to allow them to have that open side of things where you can back and forth items, back and forth NFTs, the whole nine. So it's just super cool to finally see like you always
something happening.
Obviously number one, something happening, and number two, it's really cool to see like one of these days where it's obviously not going to be every single game where you can just like flip and flop any items and whatnot, but let's just talk about
the right direction
Exactly. Let's talk about just like on the Epic Games side of things. Obviously, Epic Games owns Fall Guys and owns Fortnite. Those are like the two massive games at the moment right now for Epic Games. So imagine in a sense of like, just use those two as an example where you would be able to throw over skins on those two games because it's under that umbrella, or those items, or whatever the case may be. And that's just that next step into like what you were mentioning earlier with Ready Player One, the Oasis, where you're going to have full like body renders of any game, any item that you have across any chain, anything that you can think of. So it's just super cool that we probably can see, or we hopefully will see this with some, if not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, and hopefully in the future it's just going to be any game possible.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree. And it's coming
Yeah,
off the heels of the opposite. I don't know. We actually didn't have this on the schedule, but did you hear all the stuff about Opensea? What they were doing?
Yeah, the royalty thing.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about? So yeah, so
Yeah, like
pretty
the
much
blacklisting.
Oh, I mean, it's not. I mean, it's kind of blacklisting. So
It's 100%
obviously,
blacklisting.
it's kind of blacklisting because like they left it open ended pretty much because they really didn't go into detail of what's going to happen with the old projects with the old contracts and everything like that. So if you'd like to go ahead and go into it, I'm down. Go ahead. You can do the more in detail, and I can do the summary for the people that are on my side. So go ahead, Crier. Let's go
For
a little
sure.
bit into Opensea right now. What's going down over at the? It's pretty much
Yeah,
closed.
so
sea, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. The closed sea is now chosen to, going forward, their contracts will have a bit of code they can insert to where they force the royalties. And if you choose to force the royalties, those will be the ones that are allowed on Opensea. And if you don't have the forced bit of code, then they won't aggregate to the new Opensea. So you're either choosing to have forced royalties and Opensea will aggregate your stuff, or you'll choose not to have forced royalties and it won't pull it.
So I didn't take that from what they said. So obviously, if that's what they said, then yes. But when I first read the thread and everything, a lot of founders were going in on it, good, bad, ugly, great, the whole nine. What I read from it is that number one, like you said, when's the date? Is it November? Is it December?
I can't remember
or November
the exact
8th?
date. Yeah, it's something come pretty soon.
On the 8th. All right. So again, very soon, what's going to happen is that new projects, new people that are coming into the space, contracts are going to be able, or new projects that want to go ahead and go on OpenSea, the whole 9 yards. The whole dilemma right now is royalties. Should people pay royalties on these art projects and all this, and like the creator royalties, the whole 9 yards? So how I look at this is this way. OpenSea came out and said that, hey, we're going to build a process or a contract for you guys, for these people coming into this space that you're able to use on OpenSea, that's going to implement the royalties 100% to the fact where it's unavoidable. You have to pay the royalty, the creator royalty, anything like that. That's number one, what I read. So on the good side of that argument, I'll personally say on the good side is, to be honest, when I first got into NFTs, I thought that the royalties were baked into the contract, which obviously they're not. So the good side of it is they found a way to bake in the actual royalties into the contract, which means that royalties going to be for the rest of eternity there. Number one, that's a good thing.
I think
the bad thing on this side is, what about old projects? What's going to happen, because they used let's use an example of Deadfellas. Betty's been very vocal about this. What's going to happen with these projects like Cool Cats, Doodles, Gutter, Bored Ape, Mutants, all these things? Literally
they're all
going to
trend
project
towards zero because they have the contracts that don't.
So here's the thing that's going to happen. So let's just say these projects, they're like, you know what, we're not going to use your contract, because what they're somewhat implying is maybe what they can do is go to another contract, which would be absolutely wild to get every single project to do that. Number one. Number two, let's just say they don't do it. Does that mean on OpenSea the royalty fees are not they're not enforced. They're enforced pretty much? So that's where people are like, what's going on there? Remember, the other thing I did want to mention on this side, this could be good or bad on this sense. I think it's bad because it's closed. It's pretty much bottlenecking the NFT market. And it's, if someone goes through this brand new contract, they can sell on Looks Rare, they can sell on X2Y2, they can sell on Blur, they can sell on SudoSwap, they can't sell on anything other than OpenSea. So that's where
it's bullshit.
Bad stuff. Yes, exactly. That's the bad side of things. So now let me ask you, when you say blacklisted, is that what you mean, where you think that the old contracts like Deadfellas, if they don't do anything, they cannot sell Deadfellas on OpenSea? Or are you saying
it's the opposite?
On the side,
like, if you have a new contract, you won't be able to sell on other marketplaces.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're on the right page.
So we only aggregates traffic to OpenSea if you want to enforce royalties, which obviously projects want to enforce royalties because that's how they make money. So
exactly,
there
without
and
having
there,
to go VC
yeah,
way or
exactly.
selling a brand new NFT or selling
sure.
me the same hoodie 70 times just with a different logo.
Exactly. So
Got it.
they're like pigeonholing you either to choose, do you want royalties? Well, if you do want royalties, you can now enforce it, and then you can only use our marketplace, which I think is insane.
Correct. So we're on the same page here, where we like the
Don't
side
like
where
royalties are good, but yeah,
royalties are good. It's great that they're finding a way to bake in those royalties for these contracts. Bad is they're bottlenecking and making it so that it's only on Opensea, where it should be open-ended, open source for anyone to use.
Exactly,
Bam.
which MetaMask has chosen.
Which
There we
MetaMask
go.
has chosen on that side. All right, perfect. So on
Little
that
bit of
side,
a-
a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, more bad than more good. But again, let's take the good out of this is people are finding ways to bake those royalties in, because I truly believe, and I know you do as well, that's literally like, if not one, maybe two on the list of why people should go towards NFTs.
100%.
And the rest is just bad. So let's just put it that way. The rest just Opensea being Opensea. What were we expecting from the 7 people that worked here?
exactly.
Like something more, like something 8 people would do? No, we're expecting what 7.
We need more money out of these fools.
Exactly. But yeah, no, that's pretty much what I would say is I would go over on Twitter. Almost every founder's talking about it. Almost every single shit poster's talking about it. Almost even your mom's probably talking about it if she's on Twitter. So just go over to Twitter, see those comments, become a thread guy or gal, and, start talking about it. Figure it out. Find out why people are upset, why people aren't upset, and let's see what happens. It should be very interesting because obviously, what is it? 80% of NFT sales go through Opensea, like almost over 80% probably. So when a big player like that says this, it obviously is going to shake things up. So hopefully they've been communicating and replying back to some of these founders, one of them being Betty. So let's see if they take that feedback. And that's what it's been great about this space is companies take more feedback comes in and they take it. Sometimes kind of like that guy Elon Musk. You see feedback, he sometimes take it, but he's looked at as a bad guy. But that's besides the point. We don't have to go into that nonsense. But let's go into the next thing, which I've actually been super excited to talk about, and it's actually not even NFT related in a sense. This is what NFTs can solve. You ready for this? So, y'all remember Burger King? Cryer, when's the last time you had Burger King?
A long time. Probably a couple
4 years ago, 5 years.
Yeah, at least
long time ago. I will say the last time I had Burger King, it was for their chicken strip fries. Those are phenomenal. That's besides the point though. So Burger King actually teamed up with Modern Warfare 2 Activision to go ahead and release a Burger King skin for Warzone, right? I almost said Fortnite. That would have been awkward. But it wouldn't be for the new Warzone because the new Warzone comes out next Friday. By the way, we're going to be smacking people in that game. But what's going on here is that Burger King and Call of Duty went ahead and made a partnership where if you bought a specific, I think it was a specific hamburger, a Whopper, you would receive a code to then use that code in Warzone to get a skin that's pretty much a guy with a white shirt. In the middle of the white shirt, it says Burger King. So why the hell, Red Sox guy, are you talking about Burger King, Warzone, and a skin of Burger King? Like, who would want that? Well, turns out if you go to eBay, people are selling these codes for $40.
Yeah.
Now, explain to me why NFTs would not work.
Oh, why would they not work here?
Yeah.
They obviously work very well here.
They work here. So if all of you people
so instead of
selling
the physical item on eBay to send a code that might be used.
Exactly. Like, for all you people here, I'm gonna look into your eyes. For all you people, never done this before. For all you people that don't understand NFTs, think about it this way. Cryer gets a hamburger. He enjoys the hamburger. Oh, wait, it looks like there's a code inside. He can sell it for $40. He puts it on eBay. He uses the code before sending it. Mateo buys it. He gets the half-eaten Whopper package with a code on it. And it's actually not
Still
what he
ketchup in
bought
there.
for. Still ketchup in there. He didn't actually get the item that he bought for. Why does this not make sense to you? I think my mission for the rest of my life being here on this freaking earth, and yours too, Crier, is going to be to tell these people that this is actually a thing,
Powerful.
a very powerful thing that's going to change the game of everything. On the sense of, I'll use an example. Budweiser went ahead and released an NFT for the World Cup. If you buy this through them, it was 0.1, you would receive the NFT of the country that you want to support. And number 2, there's a redeemable aspect of it. You are able to redeem it. You get a cup, a scarf, a trading card, those 3 things, whatever the case may be, it gets sent to you. Now on Opensea, you can go to Opensea and look at the traits. And it actually says at the bottom if it's been redeemed or not redeemed.
Yep.
When you go to Cool Cats and you go over to their comics, at the bottom it says, has this been redeemed? Yes. Has this been redeemed? No. You would then be able to purchase that comic and then claim it to get the physical item that I have right next to me. This changes the game of so many people. When you talk to people on Mercari, on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace, et cetera, people get scammed all the freaking time with codes, with items, with all these things. The verification aspect of NFTs, of the blockchain, throughout all of this that you guys already do every single day in the gaming the world side, like the side of the world, and all these other things from shoes, clothing, items, anything, house deeds, cars, all the things that you think about, this solves the problem. Why
100%.
don't we understand this?
It's coming, man.
Because Elon told you to buy Dogecoin and it went down. Is that why you don't like the blockchain?
Right.
Like, what's going on? Is that it? Is that the taste?
Shiba.
You bought the top of your buddy told you to buy the top of XRP. Did your buddy tell you to buy the top of Shiba? Like, what's going on? Did Kim Kardashian trick you into getting into crypto on the wrong coin? Like, I don't know.
Right.
It's super crazy. But when you look at something like this, it just makes sense. Once you get into the game, again, look at what happened with Reddit. We come back to Reddit every single time with this. People bashed NFTs for how long on Reddit?
Forever.
And then the second they figured it out, they went through it, and they saw the opportunity and the verification side of things, the opportunity to sell things so easily, so fast across the world. Game changing.
No way.
I'm getting a little sweaty over here talking about this. Golly.
Right.
All right. Other than that, Modern Warfare 2 is actually the fastest selling Call of Duty for you nerds. I personally have not bought it because it makes no sense, because next Friday, all of you squids that bought the game are going to go over to Modern Warfare 2 and get smacked by me for free. So I'd rather go ahead and wait just an extra week.
Get that Warzone in, baby.
So that me and Crier can smack you in Warzone.
I'm down for that.
Oh, yeah. Anything you want to add on top of my rants for 3 minutes?
No, I mean, you covered all of it. It's super easy and a great use case. You have these things all the time. You know, how many times have you seen like Taco Bell partnering with a company for a gaming skin or, some sort of thing redeemable? These are things that can be very easily transferred, not physically, and, have a resale value, because you can either choose to redeem it or not and resell it. It's all your choice. So there's a lot of good use cases here. It'll just take us a couple years and we'll get those suckers down on our side.
On our side. Hey, you know what's probably going to help accelerate those suckers? Actually, I don't like to call you guys suckers. Just you guys don't understand what's happening here. So you know what would actually help accelerate this?
What?
GameStop going live on Immutable X.
What? I doubt that.
What? I mean, let's think about it. So let's go into the next topic. The new GameStop NFT Marketplace actually went live on Immutable X just recently. And honestly, this is going to boost the access of NFT gaming assets by extending the reach of millions of GameStop players. Millions of people go through GameStop for gaming. This opportunity here of GameStop going straight into Web3 through Immutable X, I truly believe is something very interesting. We said the same thing. Listen,
what do they
listen,
hold, bro?
Linda. Listen. What's going to happen here is what's going to happen with Reddit, okay? There's millions of users on Reddit. There's millions of users that have the Power Up rewards program at GameStop, on the sense of what GameStop could do that a lot of people are not thinking about is GameStop still sells games all the time, and they have a rewards program. They're going to watch what Starbucks does. They have already watched what Reddit did. This is an opportunity for GameStop to not only go live on an NFT Marketplace, but also connect their royalty program, their rewards program that they already have in play. That's actually one of the best loyalty programs out there, to be honest with you. This is an opportunity for them to go even deeper into what's about to happen. Now, the really cool thing about this is all these games that are going to go live are going to be Gods Unchained. You already know about that game. Illuvium and Guild of Guardians, which are already being built on an Immutable X, and they're Web3 games. That's going to go all through. The other thing that's really cool about this is obviously this is a layer 2 Ethereum platform, which offers 100% gas-free and carbon-neutral trading and minting for all you people that care about the trees. Furthermore, if you have a GameStop wallet and you're going through Immutable X in the GameStop Marketplace, you're going to earn Immutable X tokens by staking with their wallets. So there's a lot of things going on here. Obviously, Crier doesn't like these things, but on the sense of mass adoption,
to hold all of your money in our centralized servers.
On the sense of listen, we got to take baby steps before we can run like Flash. So what's going on here is this is another onboarding ramp for millions of users that don't know about NFTs. This is an opportunity, just like Reddit was, or just like Starbucks is about to be, for people to somewhat understand maybe just the first level of the blockchain. So this is what's gets me excited about when massive Web2 companies that have massive followings, even if we don't like it or not. I know you don't like Starbucks. I know your wife does. I know I don't like Starbucks. I know a bunch of people in my life that love Starbucks. I know you don't like GameStop. I hate GameStop as well. I wasn't going to say wife, but I don't have one. And she's not going to listen to this podcast, so I can say that, the girlfriend, but she'd probably kill me if she heard that I said that. You should probably clip this. But what's going on here again is that this is an opportunity for, even if it's a couple thousand people, but it's not, it's millions, they're going to be introduced into something that's going to change the game, and it's blockchain gaming. And once the gamers truly I really think it's going to be gaming that's going to change all of this. It can't be anything other than gaming, because right now the world literally content-wise is surrounding gaming, and this is what's going on right now. And when you start implementing this into everyday games, which we hope like an Epic Games is doing, and now we know that GameStop is as well, this is a really, really crazy thing that could change literally the game of it, where we're not going to call it blockchain gaming. We're just going to call it gaming. And that's what that next step in all of this is. Now, let's hear the bad stuff about Immutable X, GameStop, and what your takes are.
My thought process here is it's just another NFT marketplace to get a little bit of volume. It's going to be a bunch of crappy projects. Don't they already have a GameStop NFT marketplace?
They did, but now it's on Immutable X. Now, here's the thing. Why I think Opensea might not be the move, and the thing that we've talked about before, Cry, where I believe that Cool Cats, Bored Apes, Yuga, WoW, all these projects are going to go to their own marketplaces that they're going to build on their own website. Because if you have one open, like when you think about like, when you have an asset like Cool Cats and you have to go to Metamask, you have to go to Coinbase, and you have to go to Metamask, then you have to send money, then you have to wait a few days, then you have to go to Opensea, you have to sign things in Opensea, then you have to buy it, then you have to go back to the Cool Cats website. It's a whole massive string of problems.
Things you need to do. Yep.
What I believe could happen here with a GameStop that's different than other things, it's more the sense of if you've used Immutable X more. So not only is I believe this is the way they should go. I could be completely wrong. If you're going to use Immutable X, your game needs to be on that same website. Your game needs to be on the same platform where people are buying, selling, gaming, doing everything on the same thing. I'm done
like how
with
DFK
having to
is,
go
where
to
it's all just like one stop. It's a website, it has
all
literally everything.
right. Exactly. If they go this route, this is where you and I can go to 20 websites and be okay. I can go to 19. You can probably go to 20 plus. What happens here is that we're not the regular gamer. We're the advanced gamer. We know how to do all these things. We need to, unfortunately, have to, go down a little bit and go to the regular gamers. And if this website this marketplace can not only buy, sell, and trade NFTs, stake, the whole 9 yards, but you're able to play games on top of it. I think this is the UI UX question that we always ask, the UI UX thing that we always raise our hands up for. Yeah. And it's the opportunity of making things simple. And if they make things simple, kind of like what Reddit did, this is going to skyrocket. And we already know the degens over at Reddit that love their GameStop stock. They're going to freaking go into it. But go ahead, Crier. I'm sorry. I had to stop you there.
No, you're good. I mean, it's just this other marketplace that I think is not going to do well just comparatively to everything else. I think there's nothing new or exciting about it. It's on a chain that's not very much used, and it's going to be as centralized as possible. Being my own wallet, use their own wallets. It's not open source like how Metamask is doing it. It's like this. It's like a shitty version of what Metamask was trying to do with the hyper play, realistically. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I believe this is an opportunity, just kind of like what happened with me with NBA Topshot.
For sure.
NBA Topshots, it got me. Obviously, it was at the time, it was completely closed. You can only be on Topshot. You can't even connect your wallet back in the day, and which then led me to understanding more about the blockchain, understanding more about Web3, understanding more about NFTs, which then led me over to a MetaMask, an Opensea.
Yeah.
Axie, Rareable, whatever the case may be where we are right now, and making this podcast with you. Now, this could be that step for people, how we always have to give our flowers to NBA Topshot for starting the bull run of the NFTs, like overall, because that's where a lot of people came in from.
For sure.
This could be that next step on the GameStop NFT platform, where this is a stop where people get in, it starts pumping crazy. People understand it more, and they're like, wait a minute, there's another whole side that we have yet to jump into.
Experience, yeah.
And that's where they jump over the Openseas, the Looks Rare, the X2Y2, SudoSwap, like all these things. So I think this is an opportunity, just like Reddit's already was number one, how I think Starbucks could be, and I think this could be the big number 3 that could lead the charge for something else. But more people in the space, because I'm tired of trading with the same 200,000 people in the space, while we have a million PFP projects or items where you only need one PFP. So teach his own.
Don't even get me started on that one. All right. Yeah. Let's do some. What else we got? Let's got nerd shit. I finished some House of Dragons. That was good.
Whoa. It's been how long? It's been like 2 weeks. We can spoil it now. What did you think?
I liked it a lot. It was a little slow just because it reminded me of like Game of Thrones season 1, but the ending was fucking nuts for sure.
Yeah. Yo, that dragon took chomp. Yeah. Yo, that dragon took a chomp. I will say that if I'm not mistaken, I rated the last episode like a 6.8, because then someone said, "Why didn't you do 6.9?" I'm like, it wasn't that nice. So I said 6.8 because of the fact that I was expecting a lot more. That the previous episode made it seem like they were just about to go all out into war. And they didn't, which I understand, and I guess I got to wait till we both have to wait till 2024, by the way. And that's where we're at right now. It should be, I think they're going to do pretty well with this. Remember, what's going to happen here is 4 seasons, 10 episodes long. They should be good. And again, Game of Thrones is doing its thing. And I know for a fact that they're still also working on a spinoff for Jon Snow for a full a show series based off of Jon Snow as well. But we do have to talk about, since we're on the topic of HBO and those and those
motherfuckers,
losers, those pieces of shit. So a lot of you know from other conversations that me and Cryer are massive Westworld fans. And we were just finishing up season 4, and we were going to the last season, which is season 5. And we were finally going to understand what the fuck this show was all about.
Happened.
And what HBO decided to do was they canceled the show. And I'm upset. Cryer's upset. The Twitter world is very upset, except Truth, Hill, Adam, and like another person and Yaba that had no idea what the hell happened after season 2. By the way, all 4 of you were going to be on my list anyway of people that didn't understand the show. You were already on that list, so don't worry about it. You're not shocking anyone about it. You mean people.
My favorite rebuttal was, do you see Kobe's, what he said? I think I tagged you in it. He said, nope. I'm literally the Vitalik and Ethereum have, ruined my net worth, but realistically, how much does me personally funding season 5 of Westworld, how much is it going to cost me?
Well, there you go. Obviously, people are upset.
Hopefully he takes that route because he's rich as fuck. And
he's so rich. I hope, man. I hope someone picks it up if it's a Netflix. Hopefully not Paramount Plus because nothing's on Paramount Plus. But hopefully it's a Hulu.
You get it for 50% off
Netflix.
if you have a recurve.
Yeah. If you have a recurve, you get 50% off for only 3 months, by the way.
Yeah, if you got rugged by like 5 things.
Yeah, Jesus, you get it, but that's besides the point. But again, I personally am saying, I know, Cryer, that you probably agree with me. We're super upset that Westworld is coming to an end, and we hope that someone picks it up. On the sense of House of the Dragon, ending was great. It leads into... I'm happy that they obviously didn't go all out because now it could lead into 2, 3, and the next 3 seasons. But I will say that I was expecting a lot more in that last episode. I'm super excited to see what's going to go down. This is going to lead into the Mad King, which is Daenerys' dad. So we're going to get all the way till the end of it. So it should be super cool just to see how everything goes. And we will probably by season 4 get some characters, at least some of the older characters from Game of Thrones in that last season, maybe. So it's just super cool what they're doing, and they're expanding on it. On the side of Warner Brothers, HBO, the whole 9 yards, they've also came out and said that they're going to be going into the Harry Potter side of things a lot heavier now. That like James Gunn and like what they're trying to do. I personally am not a massive Harry Potter fan at all. I can have a conversation and like go back and forth, but not that big of a fan. But they're going to try to get Harry Potter, the whole gang, like the OG crew, they're going to try to get them back and make more movies with them. And on the DC comic side of things, they're all in on making Superman content. So I'm happy to see that. Hopefully they make a lot of stuff. And on the Marvel side, by the way, there's been reports that Tom Holland, as well as the PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man, the character, and I think Tobey Maguire as well, Spider-Man, all 3 of them are going to be in the second Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. They're going to be in the movie in some capacity. In an animated form. So a lot of really cool stuff on that side. And on the Marvel side, again, we just have confirmation that we're going to get a Vision series, and some Agatha stuff has come out as well, but I don't have it in front of me, but nothing like shell shocking yet. I will say that this week, get your Black Panther tickets. Thursday is Black Panther. For all you nerds, that's all you need to do. But that pretty much wraps it up. Cryer, I don't have an ending. We're going to end this show by saying have a good rest of your day. We'll get back to you on Friday. And that's all I got because I'm
Thursday.
I got Friday for the people listening.
No, it's Wednesday and then Thursday for the people listening.
I've obviously lost...
You think you're on JPEGs
my brain.
and X.
I'm definitely on JPEGs and X right now. And back to you, Crypto Cryer.
Yeah. What a disaster. Let's end this.
Peace.
Peace.
That was funny.